What if I told you that 9 experienced hikers walked into the freezing mountains, and something so terrifying happened that they tore their own tent open from the inside and ran out into the deadly snow, half-dressed, in the middle of the night? No signs of a fight, no clear cause of death, just a trail of footprints leading into darkness. This is not a horror movie. This is the real story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in history. But the question is, what really happened that night? In January 1959, a group of 9 skilled hikers led by Igor Dyatlov set out on an expedition into the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia. These were not beginners. They were experienced, well-trained, and prepared for harsh winter conditions. Their goal was simple: to reach a mountain known as Otorten, but they never made it back. When the group failed to return on time, a search party was sent out. What they discovered would shock investigators for decades. The hiker's tent was found partially buried in snow, but something was very wrong. The tent had been cut open from the inside, as if they were trying to escape in a hurry. Their belongings, shoes, jackets, equipment, were still inside, which meant one thing: they had left in extreme panic. Following the tracks in the snow, rescuers found footprints leading away from the tent, some barefoot, some in socks. Imagine that for a moment. Temperatures were around minus 30 degrees Celsius, and they ran out into that cold with almost no protection. The first 2 bodies were found near a forest edge, lying under a cedar tree. They were barefoot, wearing only underwear, and showed signs of severe hypothermia. Nearby, there were remains of a small fire, suggesting they tried to survive, but failed. Then more bodies were discovered between the tree and the campsite, as if they were trying to return to the tent. It looked like a desperate attempt to go back, but they never made it. But the real mystery began when the last 4 bodies were found months later, buried under snow in a ravine. These victims had injuries that made no sense: broken ribs, crushed skulls. One of them was missing her tongue. Yet there were no external wounds that could explain such force. It was as if something incredibly powerful had struck them, without leaving a trace. So what could have caused this? The first explanation was an avalanche. It sounds reasonable. A sudden snowslide could have forced them to cut their way out and flee. But here's the problem: there were no signs of a major avalanche. The slope wasn't steep enough, and the tent was still partially standing. So why would experienced hikers panic like that? Another theory suggests military involvement. Some reports claim that strange lights were seen in the sky that night. Others say the area was used for secret Soviet weapon tests. Could the hikers have witnessed something they weren't supposed to see? Could a powerful explosion or shock wave have caused their internal injuries? Then there's the theory of infrasound, a natural phenomenon where certain wind patterns create low-frequency sounds that humans can't hear, but can feel. Some scientists believe this could trigger extreme fear and panic, forcing the hikers to flee without thinking. But can sound alone explain their injuries? Some believe it was an attack by unknown forces, something not human. The missing tongue, the strange injuries, the unexplained panic. It all feels like something out of a nightmare. There are even claims of radiation found on some of the clothing. Where did that come from? Years later, new investigations tried to close the case. Officials suggested it was a combination of natural forces, an avalanche-like event mixed with extreme weather conditions. But many experts and researchers still aren't convinced. Too many details don't add up. Too many questions remain unanswered. Why did they leave the safety of their tent? What scared them so badly that they ran into freezing darkness? What caused those devastating injuries? And perhaps the most chilling question of all, were they running from something or someone? The Dyatlov Pass Incident is more than just a mystery. It's a story that challenges logic, because everything about it feels wrong. Experienced hikers don't behave like that without a reason. Something happened that night, something powerful enough to break bones, cause panic, and leave behind a scene that still confuses investigators to this day. And maybe the most unsettling part is this: the truth might already exist somewhere. hidden in classified files, lost reports, or forgotten memories. Or maybe it's something we simply can't explain yet. So what do you think really happened on that freezing night in the mountains? Was it a natural disaster, a secret experiment, or something far more terrifying? Some mysteries fade over time, but others, like this one, only get darker the more you look into them. If you're drawn to the unknown, subscribe to Mystery Uncovered and explore the secrets that still refuse to be explained.